So let's go ahead and continue with this Nuzlocke. And when last we left off, where were we? Okay, so we have an Arcanine, the Vileplume, Jimbo, Boulder, Tornado, and the Raticate I forgot to name. Did I start the save over? No, I didn't. I'm going to keep running through this as far as going through and making sure that this save continues. Initially, I thought about it. I almost rage quit it because I was very upset, but I realized rage quitting isn't going to solve anything. I think I could beat this. I really do. I was at Erica, and I beat her at one point. I think she's been beaten. Let me just check something here. Let's look at my profile here. Yeah, it looks like we did beat Erica on last go at it. I'm not sure if... I know I recorded that part. I'm not sure when it was off the top of my head. It's been a couple weeks, so... Renamon, this YouTube poll asked you who wins in a triple threat match between Pikachu, Crash Bandicoot, and Mega Man. Who do you pick? I would choose Pikachu, but not for the reasons that most people would traditionally do it. Because, realistically speaking, we don't know whose Pikachu this is, so we can't just say it's Ash's overpowered-ass Pikachu, right? The thing is, Pikachu, as a character, if we go by the Super Smash Bros. Lore, can just kind of fly around everywhere, right? So that's why I would pick Pikachu. Pikachu's so versatile and able to dodge everything. I do think, however, yeah, you could argue Crash Bandicoot because he is practically a Looney Tunes character. You're not wrong on that. And I mean, Mega Man's got some nice powers, but it's Pikachu. Pikachu could just shock you to death. Metroid says Crash would either get his ass kicked or kill everyone. That's fair. Let's see. So I'm also going to start a poll, by the way, because predictions are fun, and, you know, I like my Twitch gambling. So let me go ahead and start a prediction here. Let's see. Will Mia lose a Pokemon before defeating Koga? Before beating Koga. There we go. Yes, no, and I'm going to give 5 minutes to submit. So I banned a couple of bots because the bots were just kind of sitting in here, and I don't really want bots in my channel. What type is Crash fighting flying? That's a fair way to put it. I mean, I think that's probably it, right? Let's just take a look here. Yeah, I mean, we just kind of have to make sure the bots are not in the system. Also, I need to pull up that Nuzlocke screen I had. That would probably help me a little bit. Continue. Where else? Okay, so Erica has been defeated. Do I need to do anything here? Don't think so. Somewhere there's... Okay, here we go. Routes. That's what I wanted to check. Abra died. I remember that. I was not very happy about it. By the way, make sure, y'all, that you vote in this prediction because, yeah, I think I'm actually going to probably win. I'm actually very confident in myself on this one. Saffron City, I never got the Pokemon from there. Route 7, there was nothing that was available. Route 12, I haven't gotten to yet, have I? I don't think so. Pokemon Tower, I haven't done either. So I think the next thing to do is probably to go to Pokemon Tower in this case. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, also, one more thing here. Let me just take a look at something here. So here's how the predictions go, by the way, at Metroid specifically, or anyone who is a mod in my channel even. So I'm just kind of looking through this here. I'm just going to go Control F, mod. Channel mods can also create Twitch predictions, but they won't be able to participate. If all your mods participate, you will decide the final result. So you can participate in the prediction, and you will get paid out. You just are not able to pay it out. I have to be the one to pay it out. So Metroid, if you want to gamble, knock yourself out. I figured that was probably something to look into for obvious reasons. Also, I see you going up by 10. I would assume that's you. Don't go up by 10. There's like a box you can enter a custom number in. But yeah, I would say if you want to make channel points quick on this channel, put your money on me. Because this is the time to put money on me. I'm in the zone now. Or channel points, channel points. This is it. This is the zone. Let's see. So next place we're going is Pokemon Tower. Okay, that's fair. Go back. Why am I having such an... I'm using the Xbox controller again, and it's kind of a little bit wild because it's having me go up, down, left, right, start, select. I want to know who put 1200 against me because, yo, come on. Do we really think I'm going to lose that hard? I've played Pokemon for a long time, people. Wade, did you put money channel points against me? Because that's mean. But also fair. Let me see here. I'm going to take on some of these. Hey, that is a sick emote. I'm not that underleveled here. I think I'm actually probably okay in this case. My bad, Pikachu. Divine Riku, you should gamble on this. Come on, it'll be fun. Ow. Okay. Oh shit. I really don't have people that believe in me. Do I really seem like I'm gonna lose that hard today? Well, Capsatoma stands to gain a lot of points because I do not foresee myself going down here. Here? Okay, good. Good. Whew. Okay, that was almost bad. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Hey, I got scared. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I got scared. Use VS Seeker, get money, use vitamins. I agree. That is all very valid in this case. Flying Psychic. We're going to run raids at 9 Eastern. So 1 hour, 43 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to run this because I very much enjoy this. I have to make sure I don't die. Oh, this is good. I forgot I have Arcanine. Arcanine can just rip through stuff. Because that's what Arcanine does. It's very good at that. Are you going to Seismic Toss me? Woo! There we go. We're in there. Let's go. Now, did I get lucky? Mildly. Okay, yeah, that's fine. If you're not quite ready, we can probably run this a little longer. I'm not, nailed to times or anything. I just want to make sure that, everyone is 100% ready because I do not want to do this 10 times. Arcanine is good stats-wise, but bad moves-wise. In this generation, yes. In other generations, in Let's Go Pikachu, Arcanine is just disgusting because it gets Play Rough, it gets Crunch. You just sit there and, it's so versatile, but you do have to probably run an Adamant Nature on it there. Post-evolution, it doesn't learn anything. That is true. But in this case, I wasn't worried about it because I think that I can probably get through it with this as it stands. Also, play rough. Yeah, that's a fair point. That's probably the joke they're making there. Got him. Oh gosh. Sounds like people from my Yu-Gi-Oh locals are doing well at the YCS, so shout out to them. Hopefully they continue to do well because, we didn't raise no losers here in Cincinnati. Just gotta call it as it is. Oh, really? Poison? I mean, sure. +1 is scary. Legitimately, it is a scary local. No. Cincinnati has the Bengals. We went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Cleveland has the Browns. We do not like Cleveland. We do like people from Cleveland, but Cleveland itself is kind of, I don't know. And it depends on the people from Cleveland too, to be fair. That's fair. But I'm just calling it as it stands, you know. Let's see. Bag, do we have an antidote here? Because we can definitely get back without dying. It's just like, if I have an antidote, I would burn it here. But it looks like I do not. What does this dude up here have? Did I fight him? I did fight him. Okay, things didn't work today, says the gambling dude. What about this guy? There we go. So far, so good. Grimer versus Tornado. Honestly, I'm kind of confident in Pidgey's abilities here. As long as it also doesn't get poisoned, we're in a good spot. Okay. He's not gambling. He's biking. Oh, no. The gambler dude out there, I think is listed specifically as a gamer. So I guess he's gaming, not gambling. It's probably fine. Okay, Pidgeotto's up to level 29. That's good. We have not had to use anything. We've not lost anything in a little while. So that's ideal. Hey, Game Corner deserves to be gone. But also, we probably shouldn't have ever put gambling in a game for 10-year-olds. I feel like that probably wasn't the move. I mean, maybe that's an overreaction on my part, but it seems like if you are marketing a game towards children, probably putting slot machines in there don't make any sense to do. Or doesn't make any sense to do, rather. Alrighty, what's next here? Rattata? This is easy. Like, I'm going through and getting the experience from this specific spot. The reason I didn't already go through and battle most of these trainers is because I wanted to get Psychic first, but we all saw how that ended last episode, when my Aber got smacked. I agree as far as that goes. Like, there's got to be a way to rework it to where it's not as, as bad as it is. But also, it's definitely not something where, like, you still see the game corner in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It still exists. I actually do like that they kept it to where the adults were playing, because that actually makes a lot of sense. Tornado the Pidgeotto is just running through shit right now. It's kind of based. Right, and then that brings us to Meowth. Now, just as a refresher, because it's been a little while since we've done this, the Pokemon that would normally trait evolve will evolve in certain ways. I believe it's level 37 specifically, so that's something to keep in mind. And that's because I wouldn't be able to do trait evolutions otherwise, and I feel like taking those out completely just doesn't make any sense. And that's my second poison, of course. I remember Holden. He was fun. We'll bring in Wartortle here. And remember, once I get to a spot where there is an encounter, that the chat gets to name the Pokemon. It's always first person to it. I realize that is slightly counterproductive at times, but I feel like if someone is going to, or rather, maybe we shouldn't do first person to it. Maybe everyone submits a nickname and then I choose one. If I get biased, though, please tell me, because I'm not trying to bias this. Also, I need to get Tornado out of this battle. Ugh. Let's bring in Arcanine. So much poison. Potato salad out of a tub. Is it Reezers? Because I know Reezers exists for potato salad. Why do I know that? NASCAR is a heck of a thing. So, Do I have Fly yet? I think I have Fly. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, Reezers actually sponsors Martin Truex Jr., I think 3 races a year or something. So I figured that's probably what it was. Hey, sherbet in the fridge? That sounds good. Pot sal no matter the Pokemon. That's kind of based. Look, I'm not going to stop you from naming the Pokemon the same thing over and over again. But know that this is probably going on YouTube, because this specific one, with the Nuzlocke content, it's easy stuff to put on YouTube. It's basically go in edit stuff out as far as like the intro and then the rest of the video, and then put the entire video on, because Nuzlocks, you kind of want to see all the action generally. So it's good YouTube content, which is one of the reasons why I do Nuzlocke, even though I'm a little bit, bad at it. Okay, Gamer Rich. Hi, Gamer Rich. How are you doing? I would say that you're rich, but you're very clearly not if you're standing outside. There's actually someone who is going through the Kanto region and trying to figure out the employment rate of everyone in Kanto, like all the cities. So I find that really interesting. Most playthroughs are a few highlights and then a lot of filler. I mean, you're not wrong, but there are people who will like just binge stuff during work. And so that's kind of what I want to appeal to in this case. Now, do I want to do highlights? Yeah, but I'm not a good editor yet. So that's something where I'll get to that in time, or I'll hire an editor or something. But that's something that's probably still a ways down the line as far as that goes. So it makes more sense for me to spend less time, if that makes sense, on that, given that my schedule's already super hectic. I would love to actually, though, start getting clips of stuff and posting them to sites where I can potentially gain a huge following, because I think that that's probably the best way to make this channel big. It's just doing it. There's a lot of factors that are going into this right now. So we're going to swap Tornado out for Boulder. By magnitude? I mean, yes, and I don't want to do that, but I think it's correct. I do have 2 clips up on there. It's like, so generally with sponsorship, right, specifically, I'm a lot more hesitant. With TikTok, though, you have the chance to gain people off of that specifically. It's weird. I would love to edit things down to short length, though, but the amount of time that consumes gets weird. That's why, generally, if y'all clip things, I will take those clips if I think they're funny and put them on TikTok or put them on YouTube, because I realize that that's spots where I can gain followers and viewers off that. So, if you want to help out with that, that's definitely something you can. If you clip stuff, I'll probably put it up, because I think that's honestly funny. So, especially if it's stuff where I humiliate myself, because realistically speaking, that is funny. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not. I do want to put Raticate up front. I don't want to abandon Raticate at this point because it's so good. I do think though, so I'm looking at the prediction, right? And 96% of channel points went towards me losing a Pokemon. I do think those people that bet on me losing a Pokemon have a fair point, because what am I walling Koga with? At this point, I don't have anything that I'm walling Koga with. And so I'm a little bit scared about that at this point. Boulder is a wall, yes. And I do agree with that. But the problem with Boulder is that if we get to Wheezing, Boulder can't do anything super effective to it. That's the one thing I'm worried about. But I'm not OHKOing Pokemon, no. That's something that's also unfortunate, but I'm not worried about that. Like, I'm far more worried about, like, oh, I did get the Psychic TM. So, Riku, here's what you missed while you were dealing with your unfortunate situation. I'll go ahead and catch you up. I chose in Saffron to take Abra over Eevee. And let me tell you how that went. I was trying to train Abra in Vermilion City using the VS Seeker, and Abra ended up getting critted to death. You know, the same Abra I burned my Psychic TM on. Not very happy about that. Yeah, a trade back guy would be nice, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, Abra being down is unfortunate. Like, I'm very upset about that still. That's honestly one of the reasons why it took me a little bit to come back to this. because yeah, I'm very upset about it in general. It's something that should never have happened, and I played badly and got punished immediately, as I should have. Because if you're playing badly, you should be punished in this game. That's just how it is. The unfortunate thing, though, is the Abra repercussions go way further than just losing Abra and Psychic. We also, on top of that, lose the ability to get Jolteon, which would have helped a lot given that I believe my Pikachu also died. Let me just check here. No, I never had a Pikachu. Excuse me, my Voltorb died. That's what it was. Why? Because Eevee is technically a Pokemon that would be listed under Celadon City. Espeon would have been nice if I could have it, but, you know. Unfortunately, I have a ROM that doesn't let me have Espeon. Yep. In the future, I will probably deal with that a little differently, but, you know, that's in the future. At this point, Pidgeotto is the first Pokemon I have to face here, so if I put Boulder in front... Espeon isn't in Fire Red and Leaf Green, but there are mods out there that let that happen. So, with trait evolutions, it's weird. I think it would be fine to do a Day Nights, like to add in those evolutions. In fact, I have no idea why Fire Red in general didn't let you evolve things into, for instance, Golbat into Crobat. That makes Crobat so much better. That makes that line good. That said, when I started out doing this, the only thing I found was the trait evolution patch. So that's why it's in here. We're going to switch in Arcanine here. Honestly, I'm just genuinely hoping that we get Let's Go Johto with like the ability to battle the wild Pokemon. If we get that, then that game will be good. I literally do not care if they never change a bit of the story. I'm fine with that. Oh, that's bad. Gyarados is actually kind of a problem for my team. I think probably the best thing we have for this might be Eradicate. Legend Celebi might be better for remakes, but my issue with the Legends Arceus game was that it kind of took away from the online features of the game, and that's kind of something that I really care about. Ugh. Thrash. Go into Boulder. This seems counterproductive, but the Gyarados is locked into Thrash. The online features do suck, but I would like to be able to battle online, you know? It's just one of those things. I took a risk there because I knew Boulder could kill it. I don't think Gyarados actually had a water move, so that's why I did that. We are going to bring in Jimbo, the Wartortle, here. I'm having to do some really weird stuff to get around everything. Oh, Bite's disabled? Okay, Water Gun then. And the last Pokemon is Growlithe, and this is just a free win. So we beat our rival here. That's going to be super helpful. And yep, there we go. So another thing that I've been thinking about is when we go to Saffron City, right? Is Silphco listed? Let me look. No, Silphco is not listed differently. So we actually have to choose between Lapras and the Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee Pokemon that you can get out of the fighting thing. So kind of what I'm currently thinking is to get the Hitmonlee. I think the Lapras is not useful for me right now as much. No, I agree Lapras is better, but I have Wartortle. Having Wartortle makes it so that Lapras isn't a valid, like it's still good. It's not a terrible choice, but you really think getting a second water type is going to be more useful than getting a fighting type that could potentially help me out? Like, I don't have any fighting types that I can work with here. Or rather, I do have a Machop, but it's a modest-natured Machop. It's pretty bad. Okay, but, like, consider this for a second here. We still have Giovanni to beat twice, right? No. It's not the dark types that I'm worried about. we have to beat that Kangaskhan twice, right? Or no, the Kangaskhan once. But the Hitmonlee also takes care of Rhyhorn. Bruno has several Pokemon that are weak to fighting. Loralee, several ice types that Hitmonlee can take care of. Also, 420, nice. Do you want to see 420? Here's 420. Woo, look at that Vileplume. I agree with you, though, that fighting is weaker because of the dark types not being in this game. But you have to keep in mind that ice, rock, normal all exist. What does fighting defend from? What does fighting defend from? Off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure. I know it, I think maybe poison. No, not poison. Can somebody like look in? Actually, here, I'll look that up. Bruno is easy. I don't disagree with you on that. It's just like something I'm trying to keep in mind here. Fighting type resistances. Fighting is resistant to... looks like steel and rock specifically. I mean, like, you might have a point. It might be notable. I guess, too, it really depends on the position I'm in once we get to Saffron City. Because I might be in a great position by then and not need it. Like, once I get Wartortle to Blastoise, right? This thing can just start blasting through shit. The other thing to keep in mind, and I'm going to fly over there real quickly to Celadon City, is that I believe Psychic is a prize in the game corner? Wartortle is special, Nate. Also, by the way, Nate, I did find out that you can predict as a mod as long as you are not the one that starts the prediction and as long as you are not the one that does the payout. So there's that answer for you. And you will get to, profit from the predictions. Hitmonlee is a good option for physical, but it's like, there's definitely arguments both ways. I'm not disagreeing with that whatsoever. But yeah, we have Ice Beam, Iron Tail. Oh, Psychic is not a prize in here. Never mind. So it's Ice Beam, Iron Tail, Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, and Flamethrower. Hitmonchan learns every elemental punch, but if you do this, let me real quick put a stat check for Hitmonchan in here. Hitmonchan's special attack is 35, and since this is Gen 3 and not Gen 4, there's no physical special split yet, so Hitmonchan learning every elemental punch would be completely useless in this case, unfortunately. Trust me, I would love to use Hitmonchan and Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch things, because I love those moves. I think those should just generally be, like, in the game. And yeah, you'll notice with Hitmonlee, its defense is awful, its hit points are not good, but 120 attack and 87 speed are enough to do stuff if it's absolutely necessary. I do think Lapras is much better than Hitmonlee. No, they split the physical special stats after Gen 3, so after Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. The first game to have it, I believe, was Diamond and Pearl. Ah, shit. Alright, well, we have our encounter here. It's Ghastly, because I totally forgot that I was in here, to be honest. The punches are special, yeah. That's the specific reason why I'm not thinking that's a good idea. But let me put in Raticate, because it can't ghost me. Gold does have special attack and special defense, but how it works is that certain types are considered special, and certain types are considered physical. Also, why do I still have Tail Whip on this? What the hell? It's kind of wild. Alright, let's catch a Ghastly. Come on, Ghastly, get in the ball. Please don't make me fight you. If it curses me, that's going to be a Okay, good. We're in there. Ghastly caught. Yeah, no worries, Riku. I can tell you most anything about Pokemon because, yeah, I spent a lot of time playing this game as a kid. Rock is always physical and water is always special. That is true. The one that you might get tripped up on is like... No, wait. There's specifically one that I always get tripped on. Dark is special, I believe. Oh, you're fine. No worries. I got you. So what are we naming this Ghastly? Put suggestions in the chat, and then I'm going to choose one. And if you all choose Pot Sal, I will purposely put it backwards. Blastoise is leagues above Lapras? I'm not sure I agree with that. Lapras can use Ice Beam, and honestly, Ice Beam is really sick. just being able to have that stab ice beam behind it. So, like, I'm arguing both sides of this because I think both things are perfectly valid. I don't think there's an incorrect path to go. You're really going to make me name this thing potato salad, aren't you? Jesus. Alright, fine. Postal? I'll name it Postal. Postal Ghastly. I like Phantom more, but I just typed in Postal. But it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Nothing's on fire. Okay, I'm gonna go get that Ghastly. The problem with that Ghastly, though, is it's level 16. That's gonna be so hard to train up onto everyone else's level. And we're gonna have even more grinding to do, I think, and that's just not super ideal here. Blastoise learns... Okay, hold on. Blastoise does learn Ice Beam, but let's do this. Q stats Lapras. Let's start there. So, 85 special attack, and then Q stats Blastoise. Like, both have 85 special attack. Both are pretty bulky. The main difference is that Lapras is a little slower than Blastoise. I don't know how much that's actually going to come up, though. Also, let's hope this Ghastly is good. Please be good, Ghastly. Oh my... Why is it so bad? Oh, and actually... Yeah, no, this is pretty... Well, is this bad? It's weird because Lonely Nature is not ideal. But... because Ghost is physical in this game for whatever reason... it's also not, like, the worst thing in the world. So maybe we do add this to the party. Yeah, I know that. I'm just trying to decide if I like this or not. I think this is probably fine to put in the party over Eradicate. If we lose the Ghastly, we lose the Ghastly, right? So let's do this. We're gonna put... Oh, wait. Do I have the... I can't actually legally get the experience share in this. So that's fun. Yeah. Super fun. Very exciting. Such wow. I would absolutely love to have the experience share. The reason is that there are not 50 encounter areas and you have to catch 50 Pokemon legally, like 50 different Pokemon, in order to get the experience share in this game. So legally speaking, I'm not going to get 50 Pokemon very easily. And you have to catch them. Even with evolutions, like, it would be so deep in the game that it wouldn't make a difference. I'm at, like, 24. Put it that way. Ew. Okay, we're gonna have to get out of there and put in Jimbo here. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of Ghastlys in this portion of the game. Because, you know, it was the only Ghost-type Pokemon, and there's a whole Ghost Tower. You know, generally it would have made more sense if they had... added Misdreavus in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but, you know, what do I know, right? Okay, so another Ghastly. This is, you're just gonna hear the word Ghastly like 27 times. While I'm autopiloting this portion of the game, how's WrestleMania so far for those of you watching it? Is it going very well as far as, like, has it been... I know that they just did Stand and Deliver. Was that a good show? Okay, WrestleMania hasn't started. That doesn't negate the other portion. Stand and Deliver was amazing. Okay, I might have to go check it out then. I've seen 1 or 2 spoilers. I don't want to, like, spoil anything, but, you know. The Fatal 5-Way was match of the night? Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you for that knowledge. Level 19 Ghastly. Realistically speaking, right, you could watch WrestleMania, and that's perfectly fair. At the end of the day, I'm just here to provide entertainment for those who want it. That's my role here. Let's see. There's that. Cool. Well, I appreciate you tuning in for sure, Nate. Especially since, like, yeah, like, I know that WrestleMania is super important to you. I do not expect you to be here during WrestleMania. Like, that's not... realistically speaking, if y'all are watching WrestleMania, I get it. Do your thing. At the end of the day, I'm just going to keep doing my thing, and, whatever happens, happens. We will switch in Jimbo again. I mean, I used to be that way until last year, and now I'm just like, if I miss it, I miss it. By the way, exciting announcement for anyone who, gives a shit about, like, Madden or anything like that. Nate Bird and I are all working together on a Madden franchise, so that is going to debut Tuesday. That's going to be super exciting. You're not going to want to miss that because, honestly, the three of us have very explosive personalities, and there's probably going to be records broken everywhere by Nate and or Brad. I did not almost lose Jimbo. I knew where I was. I knew that the Ghastly was going to curse, so I was being very smart about it. I was paying attention. If I'm not paying attention, you'll know very quickly. No. I saw that it was at 13 hit points, but I knew that the Ghastly didn't have an attack that could really do anything to it. Like, it might have Astonish at worst. Let me look at my Ghastly here. Yeah, Lick, Spike, Curse, Nightshade. I guess if it Nightshades me, it gets scary, but, like, it has to do the Curse to put me down to that amount of hit points. So that's why I wasn't worried about Jimbo there. Right. That is another Ghastly. There are so many Ghastlies in this place. Oh, okay, good job. You killed yourself, buddy. Okay, we'll go over here now. Oh, okay. Another Ghastly. They're everywhere. That's just where we're at. No, I've just been doing, like, a good amount of math in this case because I agree with you that I shouldn't put myself in bad spots. I've heard that Yellowstone is a good show. I just haven't gotten the chance to watch it. It's just something that I need to do. Yellowstone is meh. Fair enough. My future in-laws think it's good, so it's definitely something I'll probably end up watching at some point. Paralyze heal. We need to pull this. There we go. Do this. Cool. Alright, we're up to another channeler. There's like 8.5 billion fucking channelers. They're everywhere. Just completely everywhere. Also, I'm gonna ban that user too, because that's a bot. Like, you can't tell me that wasn't a bot. If you don't, like, if you as a person look suspicious and I ban you, I'm sorry, but, like, if you're not talking in the chat, if you're just sitting there and your name is Discord Streamer Community, you're probably a bot. Like, I think that's a fair thing to say. There is no way somebody has named themselves Discord Streamer Community. Oh shit, that was the wrong button. I hit bubble instead of bite. No. I'll pay out that prediction. But that was not my fault. Absolutely not my fault. I misclicked. I literally misclicked. I fucking misclicked. That's not on me. Jesus Christ, now I do have to go get Lapras. Fuck my ass, right? Oh my god, that sucks. That was horseshit. No. I literally was moving my controller and the joystick went to the wrong spot. That is not on me. That is bullshit. Like, look. I'm the first person to tell you if I screw up. I have told you every time I've lost a Pokemon. So I've lost Abra. Abra was on me. I didn't do things right. I didn't do the math right. Drowsy. Couldn't catch it. It happens. Voltorb. That died while grinding. But that Blastoise was not my fault. Under any fucking circumstances. I'm so tilted about that. No. Okay. So let me explain. Because I know that it looks like I sped the game up. I did not speed the game up. What I have on this is it's a speed choice ROM, meaning that this is a ROM that a lot of speedrunners use. The reason is that it makes the game faster. So that's why I'm doing it. The problem is that I'm also using this Xbox controller, which we have already seen, like, movement is not the best on it. Like, I understand that it looks like that I fucked up and, like, I'm not going to say that it wasn't my fault, but I am going to say that I misclicked. And realistically speaking, that I would never in a million years, and look, realistically speaking, there is literally no one who would choose Bubble over Bite in a battle against a Ghastly. Can we acknowledge that? Can we acknowledge that? Would you, Nate, choose Bubble over Bite against a Ghastly? No, you wouldn't, because that's stupid. And I'm not stupid. I misclicked. What do you want me to do? But I will put it in the graveyard, and I will pay out, as I did, because realistically speaking, I did lose the prediction. And I will own that. But I will also tell you that it was not on me. Let me look at something. That's not the move. God, I'm mad about that. That is so dumb. I hope somebody clip that, because that's going to make a really good vent on YouTube. If somebody did not go and clip that, you should probably go and clip that. I do love Lapras. It's not the end of the world, but I'm very upset about it because that should never have been a loss. Like, that's one of those things that happens when sometimes you just... I mean, yeah, maybe I could have slowed down a little more, but realistically speaking, I thought I was on Bite. So, I don't know. That's... God damn, chat. That is not how I wanted that to go. Well, yeah, I guess that, you know, fuck me, I guess. I mean, look, what do you think's more entertaining? Me chilling out or me being mad about this for the rest of the night? Realistically speaking, it depends on the person. But, genuinely speaking, like, if that cost me the run, Ghastly does have a Levitate. So, that's not a bad thing. Ghastly will definitely be really good later on in the game. But, I'm sick about that. That is never how you want things to go. The reason I'm using, specifically, the reason I'm keeping Ghastly in the front is because I'm trying to train it up a little before I want to make sure that it's playable at this point, because it now, like, initially it was going to replace the Eradicate, now it has to take Blastoise's place until I get Lapras. They're all underleveled. Honestly, every single one of the Pokemon are underleveled, because I don't really want a VS Seeker grind, but it is something where they're getting closer. I also have the black and white leveling patch on this. The reason I have that is because it's just a lot quicker to go through stuff, and I don't want to put anyone in a stupid spot where they have to sit here and watch me click forever. Every Pokemon was underleveled except Jimbo, not quite. We also have Tornado and Arcanine and Boulders 28. Raticate's a little underleveled, but like everything else was fine. Cycling Road is a good place to level up, but at this point, I'm so fucking mad about that. That's so not good. That might legitimately cost me the run. And that is pain. You never want to lose a run on a misclick. That's the worst. If you have ever done a Nuzlocke and you lose a Pokemon off a misclick, you will understand the rage. Okay, yep, probably get out of here. Switch in Arcanine, I guess. If I lose the Arcanine, I basically lose the run right now. That's just kind of where I'm at. And I understand that. I'm hoping that I can hold off on losing it just ever, but we'll have to see how it goes. Luckily, I should be able to put myself in a good position for the rest of the run. I just have to play right, and that is ultimately the dream here, right? Like, if I play right, I'm probably okay. But I am sick to my stomach at the moment. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It's like, it's such a huge punishment, honestly. Yeah, I'm not trying to lose the Ghastly, but I am putting the Ghastly in front. It is a game. Why am I so mad? I'm mad because that was an avoidable mistake at the end of the day. Like, if it was unavoidable, I wouldn't feel bad, right? It's like when I play Yu-Gi-Oh! If I lose a game because, you know, they're just better than me, they're just better than me. If I lose a game because I made a mistake, then it's on me. And at the point that it's on me, I'm not happy about it. Because I'm better than that. And in this case, that was an example of, I fucked it. You know, whether I misclicked or not is at this point irrelevant. That is true. But I'm just sick because that should have never happened. Pidgeotto, I don't think can be affected by Curse, although I could be wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Cleanse Tag, I think that lowers wild Pokemon spawn rates, right? But the problem is Curse is not a normal type move. It is a Curse is not a ghost type move. It's question mark, question mark, question mark. Although, let me see something here. Yeah, no, I think that it is probably... It's probably affected. Zombies! Sheesh. I'm just, like, mind blown right now. Honestly, like... If you had told me coming into this run that I would lose a Pokemon because I clicked Bubble instead of Bite, I would have probably laughed at you. Oh, good. I hope you and Brian run a Soul Link. I'm actually excited to watch that. Honestly, I'm excited for Brian to come back to streaming. Do you know how far out he is at this point? Is it a situation where he's just still moving or anything? And yeah, if Ghastly lost the Ghost type, it would change. A month? That's not bad. I'm gonna be very excited about that because once Brian's back streaming, we can probably do a Madden franchise with him as well. So that might be something to look out for in the future. Okay, so I fought that person who was possessed. Yeah, exactly. We could have a whole division. The problem is I'm not sure how overpowered Brad is yet. And if I have two people that are overpowered against me, that's 4 instant losses. So I might be a little tilted about that. It's probably fine. Hey, look, it's a different Pokemon. I honestly was trying to initially, like when a month, or not a month, 2 weeks ago when I did this Nuzlocke last, I was actually planning out to go to the top floor and try for the 6% Haunter encounter rate. But then I forgot all about it today because my brain's a little bit shot. I'm still kind of recovering from yesterday's big storms, so it's kind of like nothing hit me thankfully, but I'm just still mentally trying to rein all that in. Can I get a Gengar? Yes. I do have to wait until level 37, I believe it is. But yes. Basically, I put in a patch that levels up instead of trade evolutions, but it's 37 or something. So it's gonna be a bit probably. Well, the reality is that it's not fair for somebody who's Nuzlocking to get screwed if out of like Gengar, Alakazam, etc. It's not fair for them to get screwed out of it at all. So that's why I do it. Yellow giving us a Machoke trade. It'd be nice if Fire Red gave us a Machoke trade. I agree with that. If we go down here. Yeah, that Nugget's going to be nice because I now am going to have to go and get a couple of TMs if I'm going to survive this run. Losing, I mean, I think Nate sees it. I'm not sure if anyone else sees the gravity of losing it. I mean, no, it's not a big deal, but it matters a little bit. Like, those 4 Pokemon really matter. WrestleMania stage is gorgeous? Link me. I'll take a look at it. Oh, that one's dead. However, I think this channel has 3 of them. Hold on. Doing math. I think I need to get out of there and switch an Arcanine. Yeah, there we go. Also, I forget Arcanine has Bite, so I could just bite, but, you know. I'm not using the keyboard right now. I'm just clicking the controller. This person feels anemic. You might have an iron deficiency, so, you know, maybe we get you some iron, Channeler. That might help. We'll lick here. Check Discord. Gotcha. Taking a look. Clicking buttons like they owe me money. Oh, absolutely. Honestly, this controller is the best Xbox controller. The color scheme is just so nice. Like, it's just pretty. Let's take a look. Oh, no, that WrestleMania stage is gorgeous. What I find actually really funny about WrestleMania this year is that they're basically doing, you know, WrestleMania Hollywood 2 Electric Boogaloo. Gotcha, Caps. Let's see. Some more Gastlys. It is kind of nice that Edge gets to be in both WrestleMania Hollywoods. I'm looking. Send on through. Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. I won't lie. I don't know. WWE and I just don't get along as well as we used to, and it's unfortunate because I love WWE, right? I did for a long time, but understanding what I do now makes it a lot harder for me, and it sucks because, you know, that's it's just the way it is. Vince McMahon has gotten away with a lot of shit in his life, and it's kind of insane. But also, that's just how it is. There's not a whole lot more I can do. I choose personally not to watch a lot of WWE, but, you know, I do occasionally tune in because it is something that I do still have a spot in my heart for. It's like, I don't think it's incorrect or wrong to have, like, favorites that are problematic, because I think we all have 1 or 2 of those, right? It's more so when it becomes like everything that I start to have a problem. Like, I don't know. I'm not somebody that worries a lot about what people do and don't do, because at the end of the day, it's not my place to judge. But yeah, like, WWE honestly, like, is still fine. Whatever I'm saying I do is a lie. You missed it, Donovan. I misclicked. I clicked bubble instead of bite on a Ghastly and died. Not very happy. Oh yeah, no. Massive L. Because now I have to choose Lapras over Hitmonlee. Nate, what are you whatting about? Do not spoil anything for anybody, but if you send it into DMs, like, I can look at it there. I mean, yeah, honestly, I'm still so tilted about it. Like, I'm really trying to get over it, but that one actually was really bad. Like, I mean, that may have cost me the entire run. We won't know for a while, but now I have to, like, choose how I'm going to beat this Marowak. There's just so much stuff that changes. Is that really a surprise, though, Nate? You are connecting dots that have nothing to do with one another, but I also wouldn't be totally stunned. I can't go into more detail on that, though, because I'm not, again, not trying to spoil things for people, so... I mean, we saw a picture of someone else yesterday or earlier today or whatever it was. Who knows? Ultimately, I think that if you're watching the show, it'll be a good show. I mean, WrestleMania is always at least decent. But, you know, if to be honest, I probably would have watched WrestleMania this year if they had pulled the trigger on Gunther. But they didn't. So, what do you want me to say? I mean... Alright, hold on. Marowak. Ground type, I have Levitate. Does Marowak have any moves that should be a threat to me? I agree that Walter should be the name of Gunther, but, you know, that's just how it is. I don't make the rules. Let's see if I get burned. Looks like I'm not going to get burned. Oh, and I can Nightshade. Easy. Easy. Let's go. And now I'm going to find a wild Pokemon so I can level up to 24, pull the trigger on the rare candy so I get to 25, and then I'll have a Haunter that can hopefully help me out here. You know, there's a Cubone. That would have been a nice encounter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cubone and Marowak can't actually do anything to me, which is why I took that risk. Alright, yep, and now we pull the trigger on the rare candy. Oh, that's wrong. Yeah, but Claudio Castagnoli is in a much better spot for him personally. Because, look, I'm going to get on my soapbox for a second. The WWE was never going to put Cesaro as a world champion. Why? Because he is foreign and speaks funny. And Vince McMahon notably does not push people that speak funny. Look at Shinsuke Nakamura. Dude should have been a multi-time world champion at this point. It's messed up. It honestly pisses me off. What they have done to Shinsuke Nakamura is really upsetting. And Cesaro, Claudio may actually get a world title in AEW. He's been Ring of Honor world champion, and that does matter in this case. Okay, you tell me who Vince McMahon has pushed properly. You tell me, Nate. Jack Swagger was American, though. He was the American. Like, they love Jack Swagger because he had the physique that Vince McMahon was looking for. Rey Mysterio? Rey Mysterio had a mask. Eddie Guerrero? Eddie Guerrero sounded perfectly competent speaking English. I'm talking... Have you heard Claudio Castagnoli cut a promo? Like, that is what Vince McMahon did not like. That is what I am telling you. Donovan, I do have trade evolutions evolving at level 37. So, yes. Like, I'm not saying that to sound fucked up. Like, I'm not that person. But I have to call it what it is as far as Vince McMahon goes. And that's, you know, I think it's really stupid that they pushed Cody Rhodes over Walter. Alberto Del Rio, though, was okay. With Alberto Del Rio, I think his international status is what really got him pushed more than anything. Yeah, macrophage, not useless. Gotcha. Yeah, I can't disagree. Don't see 5-star raids? Oh, that's odd. I think maybe you have to do, like, try hosting, like, a few raids, see if that helps. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I got critted. I got critted. What do you want me to do? No. Watch it back. I got critted. There was nothing I could do. Ugh. I just got critted by a Zubat. I got nothing, y'all. I got nothing. That was complete and utter garbage. I just got critted by a Zubat. Now we're in a spot. I don't even know what to do with that comment. That was such legitimate garbage. Just... I just don't understand how that happened. Chad, I am sorry. I should not have lost either of those Pokemon. Like, please tell me someone is clipping these rage moments, because if you're not, somebody needs to, like, legitimately clip these, because this is getting ridiculous. I want people to know that I am not doing this on purpose. This is just awful luck. It's just awful luck. I mean, what do you want me to do? You know? I'm not misplaying. I'm not making mistakes. I'm misclicking or I'm having crits. You stop it. I'm not losing my Arcanine. This puppy is my baby. You stop it. I love my normal summon Alistair. Nate, I'm not losing Arcanine. I'll lose a lot of people. A lot of Pokemon, but not that one. I'm not leading with Graveler because I don't need to here. I think Raticate is fine. Legitimately. I accidentally clicked the button, Nate. Come on. Like, what do you want me to do? Running Raticate, though, against these trainers makes a little bit of sense. Because Hyper Fang, I could just spam Hyper Fang and kill most of these. Like, because it's stab Hyper Fang. Hyper Fang's like a base 85 power, I want to say. So it's like 127.5 to the face every time this thing hits. So that's why I'm doing this. Plus, I don't have a fighting type that I can trust right now. I mean, Rock Throw Stab is nice too. But actually, it's Rollout now because I swapped it for Rollout just a few minutes ago, which I think is correct here. I think Rollout's probably the better move. It does suck to be locked into something for 5 turns, but it's probably fine. Yeah, Raticate is really... Okay, yeah. Somebody do a stat check on Raticate. If you don't know how to do that, it's !Q space stats space Pokemon name. If somebody could do a stat check on Raticate... I don't want to take the time out of the Nuzlocke to keep typing, so that's why I ask. Raticate. Remember, it's the one Pokemon I didn't nickname by accident. Rock Throw and Rollout actually have the same number, as far as accuracy goes, I should say. Raticate, 81 attack isn't huge, but it's enough. Where is this motherfucker? Like, it's not insane, but it's enough. Okay, Name Raider. Somebody name this Raticate real quick, and then we'll name Arcanine, because these two should have been nicknamed. So, someone nickname Raticate, and then I'll choose someone different. Okay, Raticate is Chomp. Got it. And then, Nate, I will not let you name this next one. We're not doing any fucking themes. I'm too lazy right now. Arcanine. Somebody name Arcanine. I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to name. Andy Lou? Andy Lou? Yeah, that's fine. I could do that. And then Donovan, you're naming the next one. Sound good? We all caught up? Everybody happy? Gotcha. Alright, cool. Nate, you'll be fine. Like, come on, you'll be okay. Look, let's be real here. I'm about to lose this Nuzlocke. Let's just call it what it is. I probably don't make it out of here at this point. So, realistically speaking, especially since, like, I have to deal with Snorlax next. Do I have anything I can deal with? Ugh. This is actually really bad. I think I have to lead Vileplume right now into a Snorlax. Why is Tornado in all caps? Because I'm dumb and accidentally screwed it up. Oh yeah, Haunter died. Sorry, I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. I literally got tilted and then forgot. That's pretty normal. It seems like every time I try to raise something, it dies on me. Hey, I'm not cheating per se, I'm just forgetful. Let's... all these options are actually really bad right now. Let's grab Dugtrio, the Diglett, and put it in. No, because then that's 2 ground types. Let's get the Meowth. At least then it should have pickup. Okay, so let me explain why I'm not using Machop. Because that's probably a good question, right? It's a modest nature. So when we look at Machop's stats, right? Let's just take a look here. And let's do Machamp. Like, with a modest nature, you can expect that attack stat to just basically be shot. It's just not going to be good. Like, you need at least a neutral nature on Pokemon if you're going to run them generally. I do think, though, I'm still fairly confident I'm good. I'm just very much scared of the Koga fight now. That's basically the main difference, right, at this second. So just kind of keep that in mind. Like, I'm still very confident. Did I win yet? No, Wade. In fact, listen to this. Here's what happened. I misclicked, clicking Bubble instead of Bite, and my Wartortle got knocked. And then I got critted by a Zubat. I'm not having a great time over here. Literally, there was no way in hell that exact circumstance could have ever happened. Honestly, you missed me throwing my glasses at my keyboard. That was pretty fun. I mean, look, we gotta do something. Arcanine does not learn Bite or Crunch because Arcanine specifically is evolved. If it were Growlithe, it would learn it, but it doesn't learn it because it's an Arcanine. but that's still fine. And the reason it's fine is because, like, I needed the Arcanine specifically for Erica. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't make the rules. Pokemon kind of be like that sometimes. I'm also really close to being able to purchase what I need to, so as far as, like, getting to... Okay, I don't need Shadow Ball anymore. This is Fire Red, so Magmar would not be in this game, unfortunately. Which is fine, because I don't really care about Magmar in this case. For Fire Red exclusives, yeah, it's Electabuzz. And actually, I'm very happy about that, because Electabuzz is going to be kind of sick. Route 16. So the Snorlax is going to be the Route 16 encounter, I think. Unless... What is available on Route 16? Ooh. Hold on a second. Hold on. Chat, this is a question for you. My options here are to take this Snorlax or take the other Snorlax. If I take the other Snorlax, Doduo is an option here. Do I do that and go for the Doduo encounter? Snorlax is a static encounter, but it still would count under Route 16. Do I go for the Doduo here and then, like, do the other Snorlax? Or do I take this Snorlax? In fact, here, let me do a poll. And it does count, I believe. Also, does that work? Oh, okay, cool. Okay, look, let me show you. Not show you. What water types are available still? I'll get there. For static encounters, I agree with you, but because Snorlax is specifically, it counts in the description, right? So in the description, it would say Snorlax would be found on Route 16. Because of that, the Doduo on Route 16 would be an invalid catch. As far as the rest go, Safari Zone, you only get one Pokemon in the whole Safari Zone. Water types that are available still. We're going to have to get Lapras out of Silph-Co. That's the end game here. And it sucks because I'm very annoyed about it, but what can you do? This isn't Pokemon Blue, you're clueless? It's not that far off Pokemon Blue. So here, it's Fire Red specifically, Donovan. Let me do this. Is that not correct? Hold on. Option. Oh, I see. Exclamation point poll 90. Starmie's not an option specifically because of the fact that it's Fire Red. It's very dumb. I love Starmie and I would absolutely run that, but I don't make the rules. Is that correct? Oh, okay, I see. Oh. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, yeah, pick a route. We'll pick whichever Snorlax the majority of people choose. Route 16 is the one right next to me. Route 12 is the one by Vermilion City. Route 666. Based. Honestly based. And type without quotes, to be clear. Okay, that's fine. I understand that that's Route 12. I'll add it at the end of this. So we have one vote for 12. This is 16. Like, again, there's a Doduo up here. And yeah, I could probably go by the official rules. That's probably correct. But there's no additional spot to put the Snorlax in. That's the other thing, right? And Doduo, I think, is actually available on Cycling Road. So it's not super relevant either way. But I do have to pick a Snorlax. So, does anyone else have any input on this? Right now we're at 1-1. 12. Okay, 2-1 towards 12. There's probably like 30 seconds left or something at this point. Yeah, basically it's like, oh, 15. What? Why does it go straight from 60 to 15? I would go 60, 30, 15, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Or maybe 10, 5. Whatever. The poll's going to show 2 to 1, or 1 to 1 rather. It's actually 2 to 1 towards 12, so we're going to go to 12. And it's 2 to 1 because of Donovan's vote. So I'm going to go ahead and fly over there. I'm going to have to take this through the Vermilion City area. No. What do you mean, no? Start with Doduo? You want me to start with Doduo? I'll start with Doduo. Good point. Tell your brother he can be in the stream. Like, I want to, like, grow this channel. Bring the brother. Bring them all. We need all of them, goddammit. Now I already flew? Well, I just flew back. You might be a little bit behind. I don't know how far up the stream is. Like, it might be a little behind. I'm not sure. It's fine. I'm going to get the Doduo here. His PC is loading slow? Gotcha. No worries. Look, I'm all for anyone recommending anyone to this channel as long as they're not stupid. Like, realistically speaking, I'm pretty chill about things, I'd like to think. I'm not going to be overly stupid on rules, but I haven't actually dropped a frame on my end. So I would say maybe like refresh the page and see if that helps. But I have not dropped a frame on my side. So we do have half an hour until raids begin, by the way. So just keep that in mind. You have? Okay. It just might be, Twitch could be having a rough time. I don't know. 12? Gotcha. Welcome to the chat, by the way, Godzilla King of Monsters. Hopefully you have a nice stay here. Feel free to follow if you'd like. I'm going to try and get this Doduo. You did research, Nate? It's a me, Mario. No, I know. I was paying attention. Welcome to the chat, the brother. I can get both Hitmon and Lapras, but how? I don't understand how that would be possible based on the fact that I don't have an area I can fill in on my Nuzlocke sheet. Is Silphco, would it say Silphco under there? If I have confirmation, you won't be banished for having a perfect build. I don't really care. Just make sure that, like, you don't kill us, basically. If it says meta Silphco, then I'm perfectly fine counting it. It's like, I don't know why there's not a spot on this sheet for that, though, because that's super weird. Is it maybe under... I don't even know what it's under. I mean, that's fair. I don't blame you for being lazy about it. Like, I mean, to be honest, the only reason I have a shitload of Pokemon is because I was starting a Pokemon League initially, like, before we decided on Showdown. So I just have, like, a shitload of, like, level 100 sitting in my party, or in my PC, rather. And I'm just kind of, you know, waiting and seeing. All right, what are we naming this Doduo? And you know what? I'm going to let Godzilla name it. Godzilla, you want to name this Doduo? You'll be fine. Have you already named one, Donovan? Shit. I forgot. Donovan hasn't named one, has he? Wait, no. Donovan, do you want to name this or the Snorlax? Because, okay. Godzilla, if you want to name this, go for it. And if Godzilla doesn't want to name it, I'll have someone else do it. I don't care who. Hold up. Hold up, Nate. I will get to that. There's like 8,000 routes that I'm about to have to go catch Pokemon in. So we're in a good spot. No worries. There's going to be plenty of Pokemon for everyone to name. You should each be able to name 2 or 3 at this point. It's just getting through to those areas. And yeah, I'll give him a moment. No worries. I cannot do the weird, like, I don't know what that A is, like what the line is on top of the A, but I could certainly name it as close to that as I can. Like, I can do, whoa, Back. Can I? No, it doesn't let me. See? These are the only options I have. But I can do, like, this. Is this fair? Gotcha. I gotcha. It doesn't... Yeah, there might have used to be one for special characters, but it doesn't show in here. Like, I'm cycling through all of these, so... We'll just have to do it like this. Is that okay? I want to make sure that that's okay before I do it. Cool. We'll run it. And now we'll go fly to the Snorlax. Which, my strategy going into the Snorlax is this, okay? I gotta put it to sleep. If I can put it to sleep... Fair enough, full send. I'm here for it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it to sleep. And once I put it to sleep, as far as the Snorlax goes, then I switch into Pidgeotto and try to do as much damage as I can without killing it. It is possible I lose something on Snorlax. I cannot sit here and tell you that that's not a possibility, because it is a very distinct possibility. I'm actually really scared about it now. But we gotta do what we gotta do. Here we go. Wish me luck, chat. I'm gonna need it. Also, I realized that I can probably do this. There we go. It's not drowning out my voice, is it? Here we go. Snorlax Meep 420. Okay, Chesto's burned. Oh my god. Hold on. Okay. Come on, Tornado. Snorlax shouldn't wake up, but it's gonna do another snore. I need to wing attack it. I cannot use fly here. God, that's not enough damage. No, I remember Snorlax's moveset. I just don't have any way to avoid snore. Or, it's rest, snore, sleep talk, and I think headbutt's the fourth? It is, yeah. There's just nothing I can do about it. I just have to keep punching it and hope for the best. Oh no, it's Yawn. Yawn over Sleep Talk, probably? Okay, that's probably fine. Alright, come on. Get in the ball. Do not play games with me, Snorlax. I have had a bad day so far in Nuzlocking. And there it is. Let's go. Alright, Donovan, name this thing. You'll name the next one, Riku. And then Nate'll name one, and then we'll just keep cycling. Okay, we'll cycle through. Everything will be fine, but Donovan, this is your chance to name Snorlax. Kingpin. That's fine by me. They put Titus... Hold on. They put Titus O'Neil on commentary? Wait, hold on. What? Why would they do that? Alright, this is the kind of stuff WWE does. Okay, so I cannot get to the leftovers there right now, which is crappy, but that's where we're at. I think I could sneak past. Good. I can't sneak past this one, so I'll just take the... Oh, no, never mind. I fought these already. Good. Oh, okay, I see. So pre-show commentary. That's fair. I could see that. Maybe that was part of, like, Titus O'Neil's, No? Main show? Oh, fair enough. Spider-Man? Spider-Man? Is there, like... When you say you've been thinking on Spider-Man, what do you mean? Just, like, in general, the superhero? Or... Oh, gotcha. Okay, I see. Oh, good. A neutral Snorlax. This is actually fine, yeah. Like, this is perfect right now. because this Snorlax is about to become my best friend and the only thing that can stop me from dying. Ghidorah? Well, hold on, because we can do that in a sec. We'll get there. Snorlax, though, absolutely comes straight to the party. And that means Meowth is cycled back out, which sucks, because I do like the Meowth, but, like, it's just not correct to keep the Meowth over the Snorlax here. And, like, look at this. This is actually still fine. Oh, Ghidorah. Gotcha. Alright, we'll run down here back to... basically, I can get the Super Rod now. So that actually opens up everything else at this point. We can now really start going around and getting stuff. Which is really good because, yeah, Super Rod kind of just unlocks the entire game at this point. As far as, like, other than Surf. Like, Surf is nice, but it doesn't do what this is going to. Oh, I forgot about these two. It's probably still fine. Go, Kingpin and Chomp. Yeah, I will catch Lapras first. But I would have to beat Silphco first. What I'm saying, though, is, like, if I go and do the other routes, it doesn't affect anything. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. I'm not high enough level to do the Silph building at this point. Not realistically. Like, I could probably get to the Lapras, but I don't remember... does anyone know the rival levels on that? Because if the rival levels are realistic, I might be able to push through it. It's just like, I don't want to have to sack anyone, basically. Also, Gyarados is still an option because I don't own a Gyarados. Is it mid-40s? Hold on, let me look at that. I could see that, but I want to just verify. Trust but verify is how I look at things. Ah, shit. It's clear down here somewhere. Your rival. It would be under this. They wouldn't be mid-40s, but... yeah, high 30s, early 40s. I'm looking at it. Basically, I would need to be able to be a 37, a 38, a 35, a 35, and a 40. And so I would have to play perfectly, which is just not happening right now. But what I think I do is this. And consider this one for a second. If I go down to Fuchsia City and then get Surf, I can then go to the power plant and get something to help out with a lot of stuff. The Alakazam's going to be a problem, but actually I plan to use Snorlax against that. I'm not worried about that. Zapdos, I don't want to go get Zapdos. Because, like, yes, Zapdos is great, but actually I think Electabuzz might be better if I can get it. But also oh shit, no, you have a point actually. The Zapdos is guaranteed. The Zapdos is guaranteed. Fuck. I think you're right. God damn it. Yeah, I am scared. I am not going to sit here and lie to you. That is terrifying right now with this team. I do not have an electric type that I can even work with right now. I think, yeah, use Repels until the Zapdos. That's probably the move. God damn it. Okay. Hold on. I don't have to beat the entirety of Sylph. Let me just think here before I do anything. So it's Pidgeot, Gyarados, Growlithe, Alakazam, Venusaur. Max Repel Cleanse Tag is probably the move. If I can gain a few levels down here, then I can probably actually take on the rival. It's just very sketchy, is what I would say. It's very sketch. So here, let me do this. We're gonna go back to Saffron for a second. And we will go ahead and finish off the fighting gym if we can. Except for the top one. Am I near my next level cap? No. No. Koga's highest level, I believe, is 40 or something. And let me just verify that. Koga, Fire Red. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know it's like 40, so I wasn't worried about it. It's 43 specifically for both Koga and Sabrina. So that's something to keep in mind. I can train up to like 40 realistically and be fine. However, here's the plan. We're going to go in here, and we're going to take on these two real quick with Pidgeotto, who should be able to handle them as long as nothing stupid happens. Oh. That's not ideal. It's probably still fine, though, because Pidgeotto's really... Oh, a missed cross chop. That's the word I'm looking for. That helped a lot. I'm not gonna lie. That would have been over. That would have been it. That Pidgeotto would have been cooked. But I don't mind if the Pidgeotto gets cooked because I have the Doduo at this point. And this trainer has 3 Pokemon. They're all just kind of mid-tier, so this should be fine. I should be able to just run through these real quick. Here in 20 minutes, we're going to run raids, just so everyone's clear. And then after that, we're going to run some Jackbox. So if you want to, meme on me, that's a good time to do so. And then Primeape is next. Primeape shouldn't kill here. Okay, yeah. There we go. We're in there. Good, 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 good. Okay, so we survived. I am not taking on the leader. I am not taking on the leader. Look, Jackbox is... I'm happy about Jackbox, just do not... Look, there are obviously terms of service that we have to meet on Twitch. Just don't be stupid, don't be horribly racist, and we'll be okay. When you say holy shit, Nate, what does that mean? And you might have to send it to me so that it's not like, spoilers or anything. So hear me out for a sec, chat. I do not have my Cerulean City encounter. Okay? If I theoretically... There's WrestleMania going on, so I don't want to spoil anyone as far as that goes. But if it doesn't spoil a match result, that's probably fine. Hear me out for a sec, chat. Wait, what? You mean they gave Chad Gable an actual good spot? What a surprise. Hear me out, chat. So, has anyone in here ever used Jinx in Fire Red? Because I've used Jinx a few times. And let me tell you, even though I hate Jinx, I think Jinx is a fucking trash-ass fucking Pokemon that's ever existed. Yeah, like on your team. I've had one at level 66 before. When you look at the stats of Jinx, so, yes, the attack is not good. You never need that. Defense is trash. So if you get hit, you're fucked. But 115 special attack with Psychic and Ice Punch, or Psychic and Ice Beam, is really good. And it's fast enough to actually do stuff. I agree. It makes me uncomfortable too. But, exactly, she's a glass cannon. What I'm thinking right now is this. As much as we hate Jinx, if I can find a Poliwhirl while using the Super Rod, right? Do we catch the Poliwhirl and then flip it for the Jinx to give myself an actual good weapon for the rest of the game? Because if we can do that, that might actually seal it for me. It's weird. I hate it. I don't want to do it. But it might be game. Exactly. It would probably fuck up Lance. We are getting a Lapras later as a backup plan. I mean, we could have both realistically. The question becomes, so if we catch Poliwhirl, but not Poliwag, Poliwag is still legal. So we can actually use the Poliwag to go up to Poliwrath and have Poliwrath, Jinx, and Lapras as all options that can deal with stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Again, I do not love Jinx, but I realize that if I'm going to survive, I might have to make plays that I don't like. So, yeah, that's a good question. Let me see something here. Dupe Claws, Nuzlocke. Let me just check. It's not really clear. Looking at the Nuzlocke University, is it every evolution that... If we count that, that's fine. I don't need the Poliwrath. I don't care about the Poliwrath. Okay, yeah, if we're counting that, that's fine. I just need to then do this. First of all, let me look at Pokemon. So, there's that. Let's switch Chomp to the front. Let's go catch us a Poliwrath. This is, like, the most, like... This is the most go left to go right move that I have ever seen. But it probably is correct. So, can I get lucky? What? Okay, hold on. Where all can I find Poliwrath? That's the next question. And I do have a, I have Cerebi pulled up so I can look up a couple things. I just want to make sure that I'm being smart here. Because this is a big chance to save this run. I just have to do it exactly correctly. So Route 6, Route 22, Route 25. I have 3 opportunities. So I should be able to mathematically get a Poliwrath out of it. No, I've done the 25 encounter. Never mind. But Viridian. So 6. And I can't do 22 either. Fuck. I have 2 chances. Route 6 and Viridian City. I think mathematically I can get it out of that. So let's do it. Let's run it. And Route 6 I did skip over because there was nothing I could catch under the Dupe Claws. So that's why I'm fishing in this pond here. Let's go. Let's fucking go. We're right back in it. As long as I don't fuck it. Yeah, now catch. That's the tricky part, right? Get in the ball, you piece of shit. I hope Triple H booked the Mania because I would like to go back and watch it if it's good. You know? Alright, Poliwhirl's been caught. Is there any point in nicknaming this Poliwhirl if we're dumping it for the Jinx? Probably not, right? Yeah, we'll name it Fodder. Good point. Hey, welcome back, Sid. And yeah, we're running a Fire Red Nuzlocke. I just went with the weirdest go left to go right move that I think I've ever seen in all of my years of playing Pokemon. I have chosen to get a Poliwhirl as my Route 6 encounter to trade for a Jinx. It is certainly a move. I don't actually care about this nature, do I? You've only run Leaf Green? That's fair. I played Fire Red at least 1,000 hours when I was a kid, so that's why we're on this. I think Poliwrath is probably better too, but the problem is with Jinx, Jinx has access to Ice Punch, Ice Beam, Psychic. Like, that's why we're doing this. I understand why you would say that it's probably better, and I think I do agree. But that Jinx is really hard to pass up, knowing that I don't have a Psychic type right now. Knowing that Alakazam is dead, knowing that Hypno isn't a possibility. This is my Psychic type. I understand that, but where else am I going to have a Psychic type? That's what I'm asking. Because I don't think there's another Psychic type I can get. Yes, but the stab. Okay, look, hold on. I'm gonna queue up the stats here of Poliwrath. Look at Poliwrath for a second. The special attack is 70. Now look at Jinx again, because seriously, like, this is really important to note. 70 versus 115 with stab, meaning that this Jinx will do somewhere around 57, 15, 72, 172.5. Yes, one shot in its head, I agree. But with its 95 speed, I don't think it's going to outspeed me. Not easily. And there's one more thing you're forgetting. Jinx will Jinx will fuck up Koga. No, it's 35 defense. It's 115 special attack. Jinx will fuck on Koga. Additionally, on top of that, Jinx will fuck on Lance. And on top of that, Jinx is a traded Pokemon, so it will gain experience faster. I understand that. It is a risk. But I need you to trust me here, chat. I need you to trust me. This is the way to win this game. I can win this Nuzlocke if I take this trade. This is my path right now, because there are no other Psychic types that I can get unless I run an Executor. And if I run an Executor, I'm probably fucked worse. Because Executor has 7 weaknesses. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Have you ever looked at Executor's stats? No. Hold on. I'll do this. Look at this. The special attack is better. I agree with you on that. But look at the 55 speed. The 55 speed is the problem. 55 speed means it's going to get killed. You're fine, Riku, no worries. And honestly, I agree. Carbos is probably the move. Y'all really think the move is to take Executor over Jinx? That is what you think is the move. Just to be clear, just to understand, you are going to decline a Psychic type Pokemon with 95 speed that gains experience extremely fast because it's traded for a fucking tree. I don't know. But sometimes you gotta take a risk. And I think I gotta take the risk. I understand that it may not be the most popular choice. If I get one-shotted, I want you to clip me saying this. Jinx will not get one-shotted. It will not die. I will use Jinx and it will be on the team at the end of the game. I want you to take that, clip that, write it down. I could get both, that might be an option. Clip that, write it down, put it on the list, because when I inevitably get punished, I want you to make a note of that. I want you to rub that in my face, throw it in my face all day. But I have used Jinx. I know Jinx is good. I know it in my heart that it is better than a Poliwrath. I am taking the risk. I understand it's not popular. I understand everybody hates Jinx. I hate Jinx. But you cannot deny 115 special attack and 95 speed. That is just amazing. Oh, it's this guy. Yes, please. Exactly. I will put that on... No. Here. Here's my promise to you, chat. If I lose Jinx, in the process of this, I will legitimately post it on YouTube with the caption, Twitch streamer gets humiliated because they're stupid. Or something like that. I will make it a caption that makes me look bad on purpose. And I will make sure it is on YouTube as fast as I can. So within 24 hours of the death. Okay? Write it down. Alakazam outspeeds Jinx. Yeah, absolutely. but Jinx outspeeds like 90% of Pokemon in the game. And that's why we're taking Jinx. Jinx isn't for Alakazam. Jinx is for Dragonite. Jinx is for the poison type Pokemon. That is why we're getting Jinx. And to be clear, I do not like Jinx. Yeah, 80 speed versus 95? The only thing that could possibly go wrong here is if this Jinx has a shitty nature. And it's a mild nature. We're in there. We're in there, chat. Adamant would have made me cry. I probably would have cried very hard. Let me look at Jinx real quick because I want to see what its moves are. So no Psychic type moves yet. That is not good. I'm not going to lie. But it still has Ice Punch. And as long as it has Ice Punch, the flying types in this game are going to absolutely get wrecked. Let me see what I have to work with here, though. And again, I realize that's not a popular move. I know Jinx is a very controversial Pokemon, but sometimes you have to take a risk. And at this point, I feel like my best chance to win right now is to use Jinx. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Celadon City, and I'm going to go kill this other Snorlax. Also, the thing you're forgetting is Jinx actually wrecks the Venusaur that is going to wall me from the rival. Arcanine does too, but Jinx does as well, and that is super important to remember. It is something where I am making a calculated move that will either win or lose me the game, much like Fortune Street, which has always gone very terribly, but it's still notable. Alright, the Snorlax is attacking in a Grumpy Rage. And remember, this one we kill. Look at this. A third of the damage. This thing is a tank, honestly. And it just killed that Snorlax. Easy. And the leftovers are right there, but I can't get them because I don't have the item finder yet. Am I able to get the item finder yet? Yes, I can. So actually, that's super important too. I can go get the item finder real quick. Where is the item finder? I think it's over on this gate. So I'm going to get the item finder, then come back here, run down the cycling path, at least as much as I can. Y'all really think this is a bad move, and I'm just very confused on how you think that's a bad move. Oh, it's not here, it's in Vermilion. God damn it. Wrong spot. Whatever, it's fine. But yeah, you see this movement? Like, this joystick is not very good for this. So if we go down here, I really hope this punish happens soon. Like, or not at all. Either one is fine at this point. But if it happens soon, then 24 hours from now I would get a really good video that's going to pop off because honestly it's hilarious to watch me get punished. Alright, item finder has been copped. Nice. And then we go out here, and the leftovers should be right here. I actually think Jinx is like a B to low A tier Pokemon though. Do I have access to things that make Jinx good? Not yet. But the one thing I do have access to is Ice Punch. And Ice Punch will slap the shit out of any flying types we find. That is the specific reason I'm doing this. Again, I understand it's not a popular opinion, but Jinx is a good Pokemon for this run. In the situation I'm in, it is my best time, or it is my best chance to get through it. Ice is not a super OP type, but it deals with dragons in this gen, and that matters. Now watch. Watch this. I'm gonna wreck this flying type person real quick. Oh, no, he's not flying. That's not good. Well, luckily, I could switch out and not give a shit. Boulder's turn. Sweet Kiss? I'm not sure if I have Sweet Kiss or not. No. Nuzlocke, it just means Pokemon. It has nothing to do with types in this case. Yeah, but I'm not applying the type clause here. I just don't see a reason to do that. Let me go down this way. I've never heard of a type clause. Ever. Once. And you gotta remember, I am partially doing this because I have a group of friends who convinced me to do it. Oh shit, what am I doing? Hold on. Yeah. You. Bag. Do we have Giga Drain? I think we have Giga Drain. By the way, are all the people who are going to be participating in this raid, do you have a Pokemon ready at this point? I need to know because we will be attempting to start this soon. Kat, are you good?
Yeah.
All right. Is everyone else good as far as that goes? Okay. Hold on. I have 5 Discord messages. Why the hell do I have 5 Discord messages? Oh, okay. I got it. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not running Soul Link. Okay, 10 Central. So that... ah, shit. Okay, so let me ransack this trainer real quick with 420. I can understand that. With the showdown thing happening, I want to still do it because I like making sure I have one of everything because I'm weird like that. Honestly, though, Soul Link is when like 2 people do basically a co-Nuzlocke. Nate could probably explain it better than me. Alright, come on, Zinx. I need you to do the thing. 1 out of 4. Okay, fair enough. Alright, so Goldeen. I understand that Goldeen is probably not going to be useful here. Let's swap over. I'm not going to do Showdown on stream tonight for one reason. I already have everything set up. And I don't want to give away my shit either. That's the other thing. I have one team ready. Like, I don't want to, like, tell anybody what I'm running. That would screw me over. Like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. It might be something that we make another team. That takes time, though. Like... I mean, like, I already have everything set up. I have to go by my schedule because if I do not, then people will be confused, and I do not want to confuse people. That is the last thing I would want to do. Would it make it fair to Brad? As far as, like, what do you mean? The Nuzlocke, or the seeing teams? How would that make it fair to Brad? I don't really understand the logic there. He showed his team, that's fine, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna. That doesn't make sense. Like, I know what I want to do. Oh, it has Lovely Kiss. That's not bad. I think Lovely Kiss confuses? I'm just gonna run down this bridge. Hey, wait, are you in here? Okay, we'll start here in like 5 minutes. Let me wreck this person with 5 Pidgeys real quick. The chat's gonna find out how good Jinx actually is. And I have to do that for my own sanity here. Oh shit. Okay, that's a Meowth. I have to get the hell out of there and swap into something else then. I'm not putting myself in a bad situation. But yeah, we'll start raids here at, let's just say 8 after is a good starting time. Yeah, it's like, it's not strategically smart to show your team. And that's why I don't want to show my team, because I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose because people can predict me. That seems bad. Like, I understand there is a methodology. Like, I understand that multiple people do things different ways, but it's weird. But also on top of that, I already said we were playing Jackbox after this, and there might be people here for Jackbox. So I'm not screwing over those viewers. I'm not doing it. I am very, very firm on that. If I schedule something, I try to adhere to it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and save this. And then I'm going to pull up my Switch.
Here in Scarlet and Violet?
Yeah.
They've got the same, like, old tile... The old tile panels on this building are like the sprites from original Red and Blue.
I did notice that, and I thought that was super cool. Really nice touch, honestly. So
That's really funny.
I guess at this point we're going to continue the Nuzlocke, so let's do it. Why not, right? How could this possibly backfire in my face? That's realistically what everybody wants to see. Let's be real. Everyone wants to watch this blow up in my face because it's funny. Why? Because it's actually really, really funny to watch me suffer. Because I react, like, over dramatically, and people apparently like that. I no idea why.
Now, I have suffered a spot of difficulty in my playthrough. I forgot to go to the gym after I beat Giovanni, and I lost 2 Pokemon against Blue on that route next to there.
So those accidental losses that you could have probably avoided. Yeah. That makes sense. Honestly,
but
like...
Cleveland needs Raichu and... I forget the other one. All I need's Espeon, I don't know.
Unfortunately, traded Pokemon cannot be nicknamed in most games, so we just kind of have to roll with the fact that they called it Zinx. Which actually is... I wonder if that's a play on, like, Zinc. I would think.
It's probably just Jinx with a Z.
That's more probable, yeah. Let's see. This is for Picnicker. These Picnickers either end up having grass types or, like, flying types.
I'll let you talk to your chat a little more actively. I'll stick around in case we need to do another round. But
Alrighty, no worries. If you want to put yourself on mute and then unmute whenever you want to talk, feel free. Absolutely, I'm not too worried. And then that way I can do this. Okay, this is a Meowth. We're going to have to get out of there because we don't want to put Meowth in a bad spot. Or not Meowth, Zinx. I am not losing this Jinx. I told you all I'm not losing this Jinx. It's just not happening. I can't let it. I really don't want that YouTube video to go up later. Okay, so that brings us to another Pidgey, which is unfortunate because I had to swap out, but, you know, it's fine. If I misclicked Roar, I probably would have been very sad myself. Like, I mean, I could see it. I've done it before. But it's definitely something that, that would have been pretty tragic. Okay, so Jinx has lost 35 hit points. Yeah, this is a downside. And I do realize the downside of Jinx. Like, I'm not saying I'm using Jinx because of, like, some weird obsession with it. I'm using it because it's probably correct at the current point that we're at. Otherwise, I would not be using this thing because, yeah, it takes really bad hits, and I am worried about that. But that's the thing. Because I'm worried about that, I can keep my eye on it and make sure I don't screw it up. That's the key. So what we're going to do, chat, just to be clear, is we are going to run the Fire Red Nuzlocke for a while. If people do decide they want to do Jackbox later, we might be able to run it if we have enough people. If not, no worries. But if we get anyone else who wants to specifically do the raids for Scarlet and Violet, then we will probably run that real quick. If we have enough people, we'll do Jackbox, Nate. But I know that you are watching Night 1 of WrestleMania, so I don't want to bug you about that. I know you can watch it on demand, but it's not the same. You'll get spoiled. I understand. Also, I realized that it might have sounded like I didn't say Jackbox, but I said Jackbox very clearly. So I can message you later about that, as far as that goes. We could talk about that later. But let me just get through this. So I do want to at least get through Koga, if I can. Also, these two girls up here, if you rematch them over and over again, this is a good way to make money. You could just VS Seeker them, and they'll just start pouring money at you. Diamond, Pearl, Platinum Nuzlocke, that does seem good, but I would actually posit that it might be more interesting to do a Nuzlocke of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, which I know you can do, because I know you have a capture card. So I kind of see your point, but I think it might be more fun because you get the fairy type Pokemon. You get to like explore with that, as opposed to like in normal Diamond, Pearl, and normal Diamond and Pearl. I would never stream. I understand the newer games are kind of weird, especially if you're trying to do a Nuzlocke. Like the underground becomes just such a weird spot. There are probably like specific rules for it in Nuzlocks, but I've never gotten to that point. Emerald might be a good idea though. I'm kind of all for that. Alright, I'm gonna sit up here and... Alright, cool. Yeah, $2,088 adds up real quick. It's not like an exorbitant amount of money, but it's enough. Oh yeah, absolutely. That one's easy actually. I can just tell you how to do that. So the stat bot, I actually found a bot called MTG bot. If you search MTG bot on Twitch, you can add it to your channel. It actually gives like straight up directions for it, I believe. If you have further issues with it though, I could definitely help with it. But the reason I found it is because the streamer Bloody had it on her channel. So I went over there and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I should steal that for my own channel. And like, I guess 1,000 some streamers have used it, so seems good. Hopefully the Pikachu doesn't static me. Okay, good. I did not really particularly want to get static there. Okay, so yeah, that's... If I keep rematching those two, that's 3,900 every time. If I kept getting double teamed, that would have gotten annoying. But it would have been really hard still to lose that battle because of the fact that Snorlax is just so damn bulky. That's why we're using Snorlax specifically. Because Snorlax is so bulky, it's basically a cheat code at this point. Between Snorlax, Jinx, and Arcanine, like, I have no fear at this point. As long as I can learn Psychic before Fuchsia. And I believe, specifically, Jinx learned Psychic at 37 in this gen. It might be 36. So I have to get myself that far up. But if I can get myself that far up, I should be able to do it. Fuchsia, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm used to pronouncing it Fuchsia because there's an I in there, but it's probably Fuchsia. Or Fuchsia. Fuchsia? Yeah. Fubar. There we go. Fuchsia. Fuchsia. Like future. Like future without the R. There we go. I mean, hey, I'm trying here. Alright, the Bird Keeper has been dismantled. That biker, I kinda don't want to fight yet. Oh yeah, because there's multiple Bird Keepers over here. We're probably just plowing through these Bird Keepers at this point until we get to a high enough level to where we feel comfortable. Because these Bird Keepers are just like, just free experience for Jinx. So if I save the Ice Punch, specifically for the evolved Pokemon, that's probably the move at the moment. Or I could just fly and like restore my PP, but that's a lot of work. Okay, so the Pidgeotto outsped me. That's something I gotta remember. That's gonna be important. By the way, it didn't outspeed me? Did it just use quick attack? Got it. I just didn't see that. My bad. By the way, thank you to everyone who's here right now. It means a lot to me. I know that earlier was a bit rough, but I definitely appreciate it. Let me go ahead and fire off an ether. Max ether? There we go. We'll pop it on Ice Punch here. And is there anything else over here? Okay, yeah, we'll deal with this guy now. I really still don't want to deal with him a whole lot, but he's there. I got to deal with him at some point. I don't remember. Let me see something, because I think coughing special defense is decent, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's find out. Defense 95, special defense 45. Ice Punch should be able to clear this. I thought so. This is like really valuable experience too, because coughings end up actually giving a lot of experience. Especially because it's boosted from the Trade Evo. We have a Mon, folks. Jinx is running through this game now. Where it becomes a problem is you see where Jinx's experience becomes really insane here, right? Like this could end up being one of those things where I overlevel myself a little, but we'll see where it goes. Because I really, really do think Jinx is correct at the moment. Let's see. So, level 26 Pidgey. Yeah, we're mowing through these Pokemon. Every flying type here is just basically free real estate for Jinx. That one is less free real estate, but it didn't matter because I was 8 levels up on it. And then we level up to 35 here, I think. Yeah, that's 35. Mean Look. Hold on, when the hell do I learn Psychic? That is gonna be a problem. Jinx, Fire Red. This might be a problem. Oh, that's not good. That makes this so much less useful. Apparently Jinx, I must have misremembered. Which is, it's still fine though. Ice Punch is still gonna clean out a lot of the opponents, but shit, that is not good. So that means those of you who were saying Poliwrath over Jinx were probably right. Fuck it, we're still fine. Exeggutor. Let me see something here. So it'll at least come with confusion. Execute does not learn Psychic naturally. Ugh. These movesets in Gen 3 are actually really bad. I think we're still fine though. We don't need Mean Look. It just means though this Jinx is going to be specifically the Lance Killer. And that should still be enough. And actually, now that I have this, I think I can fly back to Silphco. Do I get to Fuchsia first though? Nah, we're gonna go back to Silphco. So this is not going as expected, but we're not screwed. That's basically how it goes. Alright, so now we bring in Pidgeotto for this next fight, right? And we go ahead and just beat the shit out of the not gym leader is basically how I would put it. Also, let me look up that Lapras thing, because that's kind of important. Okay, yes, Lapras is said to be met in Silphco. So, I will go ahead and count Lapras as a different area than the Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. Wait, no, get out of there, 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 get out of there. Fuck. That's a problem. That should be fine. Because fighting should be half effective against grass. That's about how my luck's been tonight, right? I look away for, you look away for 1 minute, someone's dead. I look away for 1 minute and I fuck myself. It's just, it's not been good luck tonight. Giga Drain? Giga Drain? Come on. Stay asleep, one more turn. Actually, fine. There we go, Hitmonlee down. Hitmonchan should be next. We did lose a Pidgeotto. It is what it is. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I have a fight to win. The 420 was going to go down regardless. I'm just going to call that a sacrifice as well. At this point, Hitmonchan, this. Intimidate will drop its stat. Flamethrower should hit it hard. And we're in there. Not ideal. Never want to trade 2 for 1 there, but at this point, I'm just trying to push through. I have just managed to lose 2 Pokemon. Tornado and 420. Rest in peace, you two, but also I don't really care because I'm about to replace you so fast. So, at this point... No, I don't want Hitmonchan. We don't need the Pidgeotto, though. We just caught Doduo. As long as the Doduo is at least neutral, then we're fine. We also still have the Spearow. Somebody name this Hitmonlee. Yep, Nate, name the Hitmonlee. Also, we will do Jackbox if we get enough people, but right now we don't have enough people for it. I am going to let Nate name this one. Oh, actually, Nate, do you mind if I let NCRD name that, since NCRD hasn't named one? Okay, then yeah, we're going to go Bruce Monley if it fits. If it doesn't fit, we'll do as close as we can. Ah, shit, it's not going to go through. You know what? This is good enough. Bruce Monley. It's le, like it's French. There we go. It's probably fine. Don't mind me, I'm just losing my sanity over here. Yeah, Le Bruce, there you go. And now we can't get copyright infringement from Bruce Lee, I guess. Oh, let me see here. I mean, that's not a garbage nature. It's just a weird nature. So yeah, we'll take it. We will put you in for the Fallen Pidgeotto. Goodbye, Tornado. Oh, oops. You gotta go into the dead pile. Like, I don't mean to be so nonchalant about losing 420 and Tornado, but like, it's one of those situations where we had enough behind it to where it just didn't make a difference. What is Gentle Nature, though? I forget. It looks like it is... Ugh. Gentle is... It's close enough to neutral that it's not going to matter. So yeah, we'll move this up here. I do not remember if Doduo can learn Fly, but we are going to find out. And let's hope so, because if not, we got to start carrying around a Spearow. And if we have to start carrying around a Spearow, that's going to be a problem. Okay, good. Look, I'm just doing what I have to at this point, Donovan. Given the specific spot that I have put myself in, I have to dig myself out of this hole. And right now, I am so deep in this hole that it's going to be hard to climb out of. Not being able to learn Psychic anymore because it got burned on the Abra, and I thought Jinx could naturally at least learn Confusion, but no. It just kind of really changes the way I'm looking at this right now. I'm playing a lot more aggressively because I don't think I have anything to lose at this point. If I lose this Nuzlocke, I get a fresh attempt. At this point, that might be fine, you know? It's not ideal. You never want to start thinking that way, but I think we're still okay. In a weird way, I think that I am fine. Oh, I have to have the card key to do this, so I have to go to the 5th floor real quick. No, not that. This floor. And I have to sneak back here. If I have to fight that guy, I have to fight that guy. It's not that big a deal. We go onto this tile, come back onto the tile, come through here. Okay, cool. Fight me. Let's go. I'll beat you up. It'll be great. We'll get it and we'll put it on YouTube. Ugh. Okay, fine. Arbok. Bruce Monley needs to get out of here because Arbok is going to be a problem. Let's put in Boulder, though, because Boulder should wall it. But yeah, losing the Vileplume is actually really not a big deal at all because we will not need that probably for the rest of the game. It's a slight hit for when I have to face Giovanni, but like every other gym was just a poor matchup. And as long as we get Zapdos from the power plant, we should be okay. Now that's the trick. We have to get Zapdos now. It's just not even close. Losing the Giga Drain TM hurts, but I mean, like, it's fine. Everything is fine. I'm just going to play a little more aggressively now, and I think that'll probably benefit me more than it will hurt. And now we'll go over here. I really should have given this Pikachu drawing a tail, in retrospect. But also, this is kind of hilarious. Alright, we'll go to 3F here. And here we go. So, one of the tricks about this game is that sometimes you can do some silly stuff on it, right? So, I do have to fight this guy. Once I fight this guy, I can unlock that door and then go hit the tile. And once I hit the tile, I should be right next to my rival, at which point I could just obliterate him. Jump kick knocks Eradicate fairly easily, which is good. Hypno, that's a problem. I don't actually have anything against Hypno right now. So I'm just going to have to bring in Kingpin. Also, this means Sabrina could be a run killer. How many people do we need for Jackbox? Realistically speaking, we would need at least I would like to ideally have 6. That would be a good spot to be in. The reason for that is that because Jackbox is a game that it takes a lot of people realistically, with 6 people we can play whatever game. Like, we could play any of them. Whereas with 4 people we can only play a few. 4 at minimum, though. Leftovers are goated in Nuzlocks. It's so nice. Kingpin is destroying right now. Yep, and now we unlock this. And then we go over here. Ooh, let me unlock that real quick and get that item. No reason not to. So, if you want to play Jackbox, please put it in the chat so I could see it. Like, everybody who wants in on it. Because that way I'll be able to see what's going on, and that'll help me to be able to make a good determination. So NCRD, Donovan, Wade said that he will play if, right Wade? You're somewhere around here. That alone would be 4. Let me run through the rival here and get Lapras, and then I'll make a better determination. Okay. When you say you can, does that mean you want to, or... That feels like an important... Oh, shit. Hold on. Hold on. Gyarados is a problem. Ask Nate if he wants in. Gyarados doesn't have the special attack to do anything. Nate, are you wanting to play Jackbox? Can you read? No, I'm just messing with you. You're fine. It's up to you. Look, I want to make sure that anyone who wants to play can. Okay, then let me finish this fight and get the Lapras. And then after that, we can switch over. I'm fine with that. Unless you want me to take down Koga first, which I'd also be fine with. God, I forget. I have like fucking multiple friends named Nate. I'm sorry, Nate. And Nate number 1. Nate number 2. Okay, hold on. Let me make a distinction here. Nate number 1, I actually knew Shivs before I knew Wolfboy. To be clear. To be clear. I don't care who all fucking joins. It doesn't bother me. It's just, this is actually a problem. Holy shit. God damn it. Nate, you didn't know that. Sorry, Wolfboy, you didn't know that. I had another friend named Nate before I met you. Fun facts, right? I'll deal with that in a second. Oh, God. Hold on. This is actually right here. This is a big moment. I think I switch into Arcanine. But I'm a little terrified about it. Okay, so as long as I don't get critted, we're probably good. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. Alright, Venusaur down. This Pokemon is a problem. How do I beat Alakazam? Big think. Hold on. You're weak to bite. Arcanine has bite, but it's poisoned. Arcanine... Let me Q stats this. I think Alakazam outspeeds. And yeah, Alakazam is definitely going to outspeed. Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. Is this a go left to go right moment? Snorlax's special defense should let it tank. If I yawn, good. Headbutt. One more headbutt finishes it. Yes! Yes! Fuck you, Gary. Sorry, I forgot the rival's name was Kaz. Fuck you, Kaz. That was incredibly clutch. I have never gotten so lucky in my life. And yes, Lapras does count as a separate encounter. Nate, you get to name the Lapras. Have at it. Whichever Nate gets there first, though. That's the trick. Kingpin. Okay, so the reason I switched into Snorlax there, the Kingpin, the Snorlax, is because I realized that it had a high amount of special defense. So I figured it could tank Alakazam. So actually, if you do this, right, if we go Q-Stat Snorlax, between the 160 base hit points and the 110 special defense, I figured it would have been fine. I figured that I was probably in there. It was a risk. It was a big risk. If I would have lost the Snorlax, well, we might have had a replay of earlier when I threw my glasses at the keyboard. But we didn't because I took a risk and it paid off. Now, I want everyone who doubted the Jinx choice over the Poliwrath to apologize to me because I was right. Thank you. Because the Jinx just carried me so far through that battle. That Jinx carried me, Nate, and you know that. Yes, it did. What? It knocked out the Pidgeot. How was that not carrying? It knocked the Pidgeot, and knocking out the Pidgeot mattered a lot. It didn't kill the Venusaur, and that's specifically because I figured if I switched it in there, like Jinx wouldn't get hit by physical defense. I was really worried that Venusaur would knock it out, honestly. Let me tell y'all though, that one was anxiety inducing. That was not easy. But we got there. Now, I did not lose any of you, right? So that means at this point, let me look at this. Oh my god. We are so in there now. That is so good. That is such a good nature. So, if you don't know what the naive nature does, I'm going to make sure to read it out. And I'm going to look it up to cross-check it to be safe. I've got them all memorized, but I want to be safe. Naive is plus speed minus special defense. So it's not going to be as tanky, but it'll move faster, which is kind of really good here. Also, it can surf and Ice Beam, which is going to make this a really disgusting Pokemon for the rest of this game. But what do I switch out for it? Ah, shit. I didn't expect to get this far. We're never using Perish Song, to be clear. That's just an L. We just lose if we use Perish Song. Donovan, you can name the next one. You'll be fine. Everything is fine. Sid, what did you miss? We lost a couple Pokemon, but we're alive now. Everything is fine. Hold on. You two don't kill each other. I need to think. Hold on. So, yeah, we're still way alive because I sacrificed 2 Pokemon to get to the Hitmonlee. The Hitmonlee, I think, actually probably gets out of here. No. NCRD named the Hitmonlee. Then Nate named the Lapras. Asana? That sounds based. I want to be an Asana. That would probably help my stress levels right now. If you can't tell, I'm a wee bit stressed out about some earlier things that went on. I don't know, you might be living under a rock. But, regardless of that. No, Nate did not name the Hitmonlee. NCRD named the Hitmonlee if you scroll up. No. That did not happen. I asked Nate specifically to let NCRD name it. Oh, you're all good, Sid. I understand completely. I should have probably we should have just named it Hitman, honestly. All right, here's what we're going to do now. Let me go ahead and close out of this. And let me pop over to this scene. Oh, my scenes are so much smoother transitioning. It's kind of nice. Chico the Wandering Potato. Oh my god. Alright, Jackbox with chat. Control A, X, V. Control A, V. I won't probably name anything Chico unless somebody forces me to, because I have an uncle who... My uncle and I don't get along because I'm trans and he doesn't like that. So, but he goes by the nickname Chico, so I would just kind of... Nah. Probably not a good idea if we can avoid it. But if somebody wants me to nickname it, I can do it. It's just like, it's kind of dicey. Is Lapras always female? I don't think Lapras is always female, no. Let me look at the ratio. I think it might be 25% male, 75% female. Let me see. Ocean Man. Oh, God. I think it is too. Let me see. It should show on Cerebi if I actually click it. No, it's 50.2 to 49.8. And 50.2 being male. I did not know that. I don't know how I would have ever known that, to be honest. Let me go ahead and pull up Steam here. Hey, Kat. You playing Jackbox with us?
No.
All good. Does the wiki say 50-50? I was looking at Cerebi and said 50.8 to 49.2, or 50.2. It's not relevant. The point is, it's a lot. Let me go ahead and pop over to the library, and then what I will do is this. I'm going to hop over to... I'm not going to deal with that right now. I'm going to hop over... If you are in my Discord server and you want to be on this call, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this real quick. Twitch has an extension where people in chat don't have to leave it. Do you know where that extension is? Because I would love to use that extension. I've never seen it. So if you can link me to that extension, I'll download it real quick or find it or whatever. I just never thought that would come up. Actually, I might be able to Google it. Let me see here. That would make everyone's life a lot easier, though. Okay, Jackbox Audience Kit extension, Twitch extension is now available. Okay, so Stream Manager should be in here. Twitch chat add-ons, right? I gotcha. Let's see. Advanced? Stream. Hold on. Let me see something. Oh, I have to... Okay, I see how to do this. Okay, yeah. This should be doable. I just had to be smart for 2 seconds. Which sometimes is very hard. I think I got it. I just had to get it situated. So we'll hit channel. Close this out. Stream Manager. Extensions. Is this... Wait, hold on. Is this chat? Okay, so not that. I'm working on a chat. I apologize. Because this will make everyone's life easier, I want to make sure that I get this real quick. There we go. Cool. Found it. Oh, no. We're good. I found it. Activate. Set as... Set as component 1. So then, I think I shouldn't have set that as component 1. Let me see if I can manage that and just swap it over as overlay 1. Okay, overlay 1. Done. Done. Hold on, let me see if I can fix this real quick. I don't want to draw in anyone based on this, but I do want to make sure that it switches and... Alright, is the overlay seen at this point? Let me see. No, it's not. Why? I just did what it told me to. Oh. Hold on. Right side. Enter the code manually, room code. Okay, I think I see how this works. Cool. Looks pretty straightforward. Cool, so yeah, let's fire it off then. I think we have it. Next time I stream, it'll activate. Why is the stream on PC behind the stream on phone? Not sure. I believe it'll appear next time you want to stream. It'll activate manual active streaming. Yeah, let me test this. So what I'm going to do, chat, is I'm going to quickly end the stream and then restart it. I apologize for that. I want to see if it fixes the overlay problem. I will be right back in like 2 minutes. Okay? Thank you, chat. Thank you for your patience here. Once I have it, what we'll do is anyone who wants in on this, as far as being on voice chat while we play, just go to the server and we'll go from there. If you're not in the server, !Discord should get you set up. So 2 seconds. Thank you for your patience, and seriously, thank you all for tuning in. It means a lot to me.